This podcast may contain spoilers from across the entire Xena series, so please proceed with caution, because honestly, who knows what the hell's going to come out of my mouth. On that, I probably will say the occasional naughty word, but if you're cool with that, let's battle on. Hello and welcome back to Xena Warrior Commentary. It's me, Phil, Possible Prince X, ready to dive in to, I believe, a fairly divisive episode. So, I mean, let's not fool around. Let's jump straight in. Get yourself a little sea snack because we're going on a boat. Something that won't interrupt, if you get a little seasick like I can and like Gabrielle can. And get ready to press play on Xena Season 2, Episode 19, Ulysses, in 3, 2, 1. Oh, look at that beach. Is that Bethel's Beach? I think it might be. This actually has one of my favorite lines, which is something about smelling the seagulls. Yes, it can, Gabrielle. Smell the seagulls. Did they have seagulls in ancient Greece? Swoosh, swoosh. As if Xena, you love the water. Oh, this is masked on top, Gabrielle. Yes. She's so excited. Uh, Xena's like, no, I'm going to smell the seagulls. I can only get on board with this that, Xena's just like, oh, I don't have to interrupt. This guy has it, so I'm just going to have a little rest. It's not because she's enamored with this very basic man. Come on, Gabs, with your little stick. I'm exhausted already from all this running. At this point, Xena doesn't know who Ulysses is, so he could be a murderer. And they're just trying to take him back to, be tried. But she doesn't care, she's just having fun. He's just like, hey. Wee. Yeah, that's a good idea. Run directly into her. That's, yeah. Well done. And then, oh, we're gonna run away. Gabrielle is like, I don't like this one bit. Who are you? Why are you flirting with my girlfriend? Oh, okay. So it's like, oh, sure. Yeah, we're amazing. Oh, whatever, shut up. Oh, hey. I'm not bloody pea-siding. I have so many thoughts already. Hang on, we have to do the. Oh, here he is again. Yeah. Okay, so I do love that the whole time we'd never seen Poseidon, and everyone was like, "What's that episode from? You know, what episode is that from?" And no one knew because it wasn't really from an episode. So they were like, "We're gonna put him in." So that's exciting. It was fun to see him, and we're about to see some more. I was going to though point out a story about seagulls. So in Australia, I don't know, like I assume seagulls are all over the world, but in Australia, seagulls are, I would say, a medium-sized bird. They're not huge. They're pretty comparable to most birds that fly around. So when I was in Ireland, and apparently this is true sort of throughout Ireland, the UK, and Europe, they are enormous. I don't know if I've talked about this on here before, but they're enormous. They are huge. They look like our seagulls on steroids. And the first time I saw one, I was like, what is happening? Why are they the size of a large mammal? And the girl at the train station who I asked was like, yeah, that's just like average size. I was like, wow, they look like two of ours stapled together. Like they're trying to get into the movies and one's sitting on the other's shoulders. Hey, Poseidon. Same girl, same. Nothing. I assume. Hooray! I feel like we needed to get more Poseidon throughout the series. So yeah, I believe the biggest complaint about this episode is, well, one, the heterosexuality, and two, that Lucy even felt that this guy was miscast. He's not like awful or anything. It's just very difficult to go, toe to toe with someone as strong as Lucy and have real uh, chemistry when it's already established that her and Gabrielle are, pretty close. Um, so he's generically handsome, he's fine, but he just is, I think it's just hard to believe that someone as what's the word? Iconic as Xena, formidable as Xena would so quickly fall for this basic dude. Yeah, look, I could be wrong. We'll see how we go. I think it's less to do with him as a person and an actor, and more to do with just a lack of chemistry. Not everyone has chemistry. It's that simple. And unfortunately, in this particular episode, he and Lucy needed to have that chemistry for us to buy it. So without the chemistry, it's harder to buy. Always sharpening that sword, Exner. I hear everything. So soz about that. Was she hot? Says Xena. Was your wife hot? Would I have liked it? Allegedly. Ah, I get all my information from fishermen. I was 64. Great. Probably not with me, though. Yeah. Didn't mean to interrupt, but stop fucking talking. I hope Xena doesn't have sex next to Gabrielle again. Oh, hey, Gabs. I actually kind of like her with long brown hair. Oh my god, there's a child. Why is there a child on this boat? Why is he singing this? This is far too raunchy. Okay, they got him out of the way. There's some care being taken by these pirates. Huh? Oh, the dancing. All right, he's kind of cute. He might be my crush. Alright, okay. I mean, so far, the episode's not been terrible. I think it's really. We just need someone else to play Ulysses. And off we go sailing. I'm not sure. I feel like this boat, like it was said in some of the background information that this boat was, it was the first time it was used. But I feel like they used a boat in Destiny. So I don't know whether maybe that was a slightly different boat and then they've built this one. Maybe they were shot out of order or the director just was, not across Destiny. Either way, apparently it was quite a full on shoot because they were really out in the ocean and trying to not get shots of Auckland City or sailboats going by. I can imagine just going out for a nice little day on the boat and then just accidentally ending up in Xena. I feel like a lot of people, if you're listening to this podcast, you probably would love to have gone out and accidentally stumbled upon them shooting an episode of Xena. I know I would. Off you go, off you pop. It is handy that Gabrielle uses a stick because obviously she can use whatever's at her disposal. It's actually a fun little fight. It's just anytime you see a dude coming like this, it's very Hercules. I much prefer to watch like all of the female cast fight. There's just they give more. I think the men are very much I am man. Look, I lift thing. I push over a boat. Whereas everyone else is like giving it a good crack. Oh, the little kid. Okay, so that kid turns out, now that I am across him, that was the son of the director. Um, so that's why he must have been there. Oh no. Oh, whoopsie. Can you imagine if he just died here and that everyone was like, yay? Well, don't tell him to prepare. Just do it. I mean, it's in the shoulder. It's fine. Yeah, stop complaining. Yeah. My trusty Shamrock. Oh no. Let's enjoy it. Enjoy. Pleasure. I've got to stick some fire in it, mate. Obviously, I have many skills. Why isn't she shoving a fire poker in him? She wants him to get infected. I mean, those ropes may need to be used again, but thanks, Xena. Slicing things all over the place. Yeah, look, I'm pretty great. I'm great. I'm a great person. Ugh, boring. And I'm the strongest man in the world, Xena. It's also huge, Xena. Many skills. No, because I need to sing for the sirens, mate. Like, we're going to be here for a little while longer. I think Gabrielle's already getting seasick. Is that meant to be a double entendre? Yuck. Xena's like, yeah, we'll come with Gabrielle. I wonder if they'd play this episode without the flirtation, alleged flirtation, whether it would be much stronger. Like people would like it more if he's just like, oh, he's just like a friend. You know, like Autolycus. Yeah, yeah, Gabs, we know. Yeah, I'm a woman. Yeah, I'm gonna go and I'll sing right back at their faces, and I'll win because many skills. Poor Gabs. No, are you bending over in front of you, Xena? Not okay. Do they have any food? What is happening? I suppose they can go fishing. Xena loves to fish, as it's well known. Oh, poor Gabrielle. There we go. One of my favourite lines. Gabrielle really does look quite rough. She's looking very pale. Good job, Ren. Wee. Can you tape over his mouth as well? Kiss, kiss. It is fun. I don't feel like we've had Gabrielle's sort of comic relief episode for a little while. Okay, it's sexy siren time. They're like, we know there's a man in our midst. Yeah, babe. Is it the same thing we've done for the last billion years? Because, yeah, we know what we're doing. Yeah, drive that, bro, Xena. He's like, oh my god, it's so beautiful. Gabrielle hears it and goes there willingly. He's just like, oh, sounds like sexy girls. I'm in. Yay. I feel like they should have tied him up a little better. I mean, just take it out of his hand, Gabrielle. Or I suppose he might kick you. Not X's face. See, like this moment, I think he's actually playing it quite well. This sort of like wildly sort of desperate man, you know? I'm seeing the smacks in the face. That's always enjoyable. Oh, no, what are you going to do, Xna? Ad break. Don't just stand there, Xna. Start making noises. It's not my favorite moment, I've got to tell you. Like, I love Lucy, and I think she has a great voice. I'm just not convinced that this was the way to go. Obviously, it works. You know, it's effective, but yeah, it's not. It's a little like uncomfortable, a little cringy. Sorry to those who love it this moment. It's just not my favorite. That's right. I'm better than the sirens. Bless. Yeah, I'm amazing. Many skills. We've discussed it. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's also because, obviously the Sirens is so operatic and Lucy's voice is much more. Is it mezzo soprano? I can't remember the exact name of it, but it's a deeper sort of gritty voice, which I just personally didn't feel cut through this operatic moment. She should have sung Melissa Etheridge, Like the Way I Do, to Gabrielle. That's what would have really sold me on it. I should actually probably tell you, I don't know if I've ever mentioned this. I actually got to sing with Lucy once it was like a meet and greet kind of situation. And when I met her, I don't know what came over me. I was like, can we sing together? And she's like, remind me later. And I was like, okay. And then later there was like a dinner thing and she came right up to me and sat next to me and said, I promised you something. What was it? And I said, we were going to sing something. And I just thought it'd be like a fun little thing. And we sang like a verse and a chorus of, oh, no, it wasn't I'll Stand By You. It was Brass in Pocket by the Pretenders. I may have mentioned it. I can't remember. Obviously, it's a big deal. And it's how I'm distracting from this whole, I love you, Ulysses thing. And yeah, we just sat next to each other and sang. And I had a friend with me and there were some other people who kind of, I guess, joined in towards the end. It was quite random. But literally got to look Lucy Lawless in the eyes and sing a song. It was amazing. What can I say? Yeah, this is the issue. That we're talking about soulmates you just met and there's not that much chemistry. I wouldn't have minded it so much if it was just like a little bit of a gentle flirtation or just a friendly banter or something. It's more we're tote soulmates. Let's abandon Gabrielle. No, not at all. So I'm going to think about it. The answer is no. But yeah, maybe if it was Lucy and I singing Brass in Pocket, that would have beat the Sirens. And poor Gabrielle, having to hear all that, yuck. And I think the other issue is, I think in a certain point in this episode, Gabrielle's like self-sacrificing. Yeah, you should stay with him. Like, that's the issue. If they'd played it more that Gabrielle was sussing it out, um, you know, because of this established connection between them, that could have made it interesting, more of a temptation rather than I'm heterosexual now, Gabrielle. Bye. Apparently, I will say, apparently this script was written around the time of, I think, Altered States or Ties That Bind, somewhere around there. So it is possible that it was written through a season 1 lens and just not changed, maybe because of Lucy's accident. They just kept it, didn't have time to change it. And then again, casting someone that doesn't quite work. It may not have been intentional to smack us all in the face after the last few episodes. No, yuck. Yeah, this is the issue. So basically, it wasn't that hard. Like, Poseidon didn't really try that hard. A little bit of a storm, some sirens. That's it. He could have just, zoomed out of the water and stood in their way. Gone, try me. See, this heterosexuality has driven Gabrielle insane, and now she's kissing dirt. Yeah, it's a good tree. What is it? At least Xena's having. Okay, I'm happy that Xena and Gabrielle are having the same reaction as I am. More pirates. It's like, Yuli. Fun stunt work, Gabs. Old mate. Not as if. It's only been like at most 10 years. Yeah, it's all about me. I got him here. I'm Xena. I have skills that are many. In a kissing kind of way. Hooray! You're yeah, your dead wife. Lol, no. Yeah, we were macking on. She's sad but alive. Same. Is that actually what he said? It may not have been what he said, but that's what I heard. Oh wow. A fisherman who lies. So unexpected. And it happens today, of all days. Duh. It's like, but I love Exna and Penelope. And at this very moment, just by chance, Penny's bloody pulling out the whatchamacallit. Oh, okay, maybe it's because Poseidon's putting pressure on. Why is it got to be a man, Penelope? Jeez, be more open-minded, Penge. And then she's got to be like, I hate you, and I will never be with you. You're disgusting. Yuck. What little boy? What are you saying, Ulysses? Ugh. It's been 24 minutes. Or just you. We'll leave Gabrielle here. That's correct. Truth. Yeah. Being gay with Gabrielle. Yes. See, this would work if it was legitimate, but no, she's pretending. Exactly. See, if this was played for reals, it would work. And then we might even feel for him. You know, if he wasn't such a dude. I mean, every word, Gabrielle. Like, it's the episode still could have worked if maybe he had a crush on Xena and was hoping, you know, reading between lines or reading, you know, what do you call it? Like, misunderstanding signals. And then he's like, I love you, Xena. She's like, what? No, I'm obviously with Gabrielle. What are you talking about? And then he had a little sad moment and everything was happy. Is he? Yeah, I blame the writing just as much as the chemistry. But everything around it has been alright. I'm not mad at the episode itself. It's a fun adventure. They should be a couple, those two. I can do it, yeah, I can tote string it. The dog is Tim the Tall Man. I love that no one could recognize Ulysses because he's been gone so long. But the dog, who looks about 4, he's like, hey, you're Ulysses, I know. Yeah, exactly. No one? You haven't met everyone in the whole world. Doesn't even try to disguise his voice. Yay, peasants. It's like, go on. She's so keen. She's like, yeah, I've had this fantasy before for quite some time. Oh, come on, Ulysses. It's the one thing you're good for. Oh, whoopsie. You've almost got it. Go on. He got better than you, mate. Don't be laughing. Of course, the issue is with this. Yeah, Xena helps, but what's he going to do when she's not there? Never string it ever again? She's like, OMG, no effing way. Biggest surprise. Hey, babe. Sounds I don't love you anymore. I love this other woman. Go and get ya. Oh, God, that's quite confronting. Guess he wasn't lying. Might have been helpful if Xena had that in the final episode, right? Sorry, Gabs, we're just going to have a quick stop by Ithaca on the way to Japan so I can pick up the bow from our mate, Ulysses. I must say, the stunts in this episode have been quite strong. She's like, I don't have a stick. I'll use a chair. That'll do it. The fights up until this moment have been strong. Up until Gabrielle and the chair. Are we? Bye. Hey. They're together. Let's leave. This is my boat now. She's reminiscing about her time as a pirate. Hey, babes. Nah. I want to abandon my wife and come with you. Ugh. It's also just like, for me personally, it's like when people are like, I'm in love after like a week. I'm like, you don't know what love is, mate. You don't know what love is because this ain't it. Like, it's all very romantic sounding, but it's not real. Stop assuming that you're in love after a week. You're not in love with someone until you've had like a big ass fight and seen all of their flaws and gone, you know what? I still want to be here. Says me, the single person. I could be totally wrong, but that's how I feel. Bye. I said goodbye. I didn't go through all this crap to bring you here and you not stay. Great, thanks for asking. Splendiferous. Gabrielle's like, awkward Xena. I'm in love with Penelope now. Bye. Even though it was me. Yeah, to help a friend and just a friend, not a monogamous, a platonic friend. I helped my platonic friend. Bye, boat. See you in a couple of weeks. I'm pretty sure it comes back very soon. All right, there we have it. Ulysses. I've got to be honest. Look, there are issues. There are issues. It is the relationship and the way that they wrote and then had to play Lucy, like Xena and Ulysses being, in love. That was really hard to buy, really hard to swallow. The rest of the episode, like as an episode, it's fun. There's nothing wrong with it. If you could make small tweaks to this script, and it would be a really fun adventure. Literally take out the characters just not acting like themselves. Hang on, let's have a look. Despite Gabrielle's incessant hurling, Ulysses' ship was not harmed during the production of this motion picture. I think everything else about the episode is really quite strong. It's a fun story. It's an adventure. You're on the ocean, which we've not really done, at least in modern, modern day, but in like present time for Xena. We've seen her in the past on a ship, but I thought the shots were really pretty. The water looked nice. The Gabrielle doing the little dance was fun. The action sequences I thought were really strong in this episode. And the fun thing about Xena being the one who helped Ulysses, blah blah blah, meeting Poseidon, all of that was actually very fun. And I think if those tweaks were made where maybe it was just a one-sided thing that Ulysses, had a little bit of a crush rather than being in love with. A crush we could handle. And maybe Xena having a moment of like, maybe, but nah. I think those little tweaks would have made for a much more palatable episode. It's just, if this was season 1, episode 5, we'd have no issue with it. Although it is similar to the second episode. What's the second? I'm blanking on the name of it. Chariots of War. So maybe that would have been weird, to have them so close together. But, I think you get what I'm saying. So for this one, controversial, I think I'm going to give it a 7. I feel like, I know a lot of people would go much lower, and I respect that. I just think an episode, as an episode, it's actually not bad. It really is just those issues around a little bit to do with the casting and just the really odd script choices that then, of course, he and Lucy had to play. So I think a lot of it is on RJ. It's RJ who we love. But yeah, the script just... So that's where it loses the points. The episode itself is well produced, well done. MVP, I'm going to give it to the fight coordinator. I don't know who it was, but the fights in this episode... I don't know how to spell. I don't know what I'm writing. Coordinator. The fights were great in this episode. I thought, everything, like just moving around the boat and stuff, were really fun. Crush was the stunt guy that Gabrielle punches on the boat. I thought he was quite cute. And a rename. I originally probably had a rename, but during watching it, I'm thinking it's going to be Sins of the Script. It's Sins of the Script, because otherwise, I don't think this was a terrible episode. Do I have anyone for the most hated? I'm gonna put RJ on there. Sorry, RJ. RJ, I'm sure he's lovely. For writing Ulysses. Heterosexual scenes. But he's at the bottom of the list because I still love RJ because he's otherwise been wonderful. I think that's everything. We had no Joxer, so yeah, we're done. It was not as appalling as I expected. I thought I would be really struggling at this point, but we got through it. So thank you. I hope maybe I brought something out of the episode that might, you might enjoy, make you like it a little bit better and look past, the problems, and also just talking about singing with Lucy instead of watching them. Until next time, battle on.